The single arm row is one of my all-time favorite back, biceps, and of course grip exercises out there. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my finer points on how you can get the most out of this exercise. One of the reasons why it's so effective for working your back and your biceps is because it kind of forces you to be more aware of how you're using your back to pull all the tension in towards your center line. Usually when we are using both hands, there's always the temptation to have the arm kind of out to the side. But when you're using a single arm, that can create a lot of twisting and torquing, which to a degree is unavoidable because the arm does stick out to the side. However, you want to have this emphasis of using your back muscles to squeeze yourself in closer to your spine. That will go a long way to minimizing the amount of torque on your torso, while at the same time protecting your shoulder and your elbow joint and maximizing the amount of tension in your lats, traps, and rear deltoids. And of course, foot placement is also another very important factor. The wider your feet are, the more stable you're going to be, and it's going to make the exercise a little bit easier. Placing your feet more narrow removes some of that stability. Also, having your legs straighter makes it more difficult, and bent makes it a little bit easier as well. So you have a lot of different ways that you can adjust the difficulty of the exercise on the fly while maintaining stability in your back and your hips. Another important factor to consider is the stability and position of your shoulder blades. It's very tempting, especially with heavier lows, to bring the shoulders up and you're kind of rowing high. That's going to really compromise a lot of your total body stability, but it's also going to rob a lot of tension from your back. So instead, you want to make sure that your shoulders are depressed and tight as much as possible. Lastly, you may want to consider different hand positions. I've always personally much preferred going with something of a rotational aspect that gets my shoulder blade to seem to move in a more natural way. However, some people like to stay overhand, and of course, being at a bit of an angle tends to be a favorite out there as well. But whatever you use, just make sure that you use it consistently from one side to the next. That way you don't develop any sort of discrepancies between your two arms. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Check out the videos here for a little bit more information, or you can check out my new book, Grind Style Calisthenics, down below in the description, how you can make your own set of my grind straps, which are of course single or dual handled setups, whatever you prefer. Let me know if you have any thoughts or questions down below as well. Till then, be fit, live free.